Hello everybody, I'm Storm here. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Online Endwalker. In the last episode, we finished up the base main story quest of 6.0, Endwalker. We ran through the dead ends, all the various worlds that Meteion had visited. We also defeated the Endsinger, the amalgamized form of all the Matea, as well as all the souls that she had been hoarding. And we also fought and defeated Xenos and left his lifeless body at the edge of the universe. And after recovering from all the beatings that we had taken and all of that, we arrived back home on Aetheris to much fanfare. So the Scions have decided to disband officially, even if we're all still going to continue to do what we're doing unofficially, retreating to the shadows once again, and continuing our work to solve various problems. And so everybody is going to be scattering to the various corners of the realm and working on various projects. So we need to figure out what it is we're going to do. And so, this is the release day of the 6.1 patch and the extension of the main story quest, which is what we're going to start working on. And, yeah. As such, new gear, new hairstyle. Because as far as I'm concerned, 6.0, right, concluded the entire story arc of everything since A Realm Reborn, right? Actually, even includes some stuff from 1.0 as well. And so I kind of consider that entire story arc is done. And the 6.1 patch is kind of the first patch of the new expansion. So yeah. New look. Go with it. So let's go ahead and get straight on in. I think I'll be sticking with Paladin for the time being. And the new story quest should be here in the Rising Stones. And there's Sataru. And barely empty in here. Alright, Tataru. What's up? Tataru is putting on a pot of tea, and looks in need of company. Alright then, let's go. Ayame, how lovely to see you. If you're not in too much of a rush, I was about to make a pot of tea. Would you like a cup? Sure. Take a seat then, and I'll find us something to nibble on as well. Donuts and muffins and cookies.
It's so much quieter these days without everyone around. Not that I'm pining for your return, you understand. I have my sources, and I know that each and every one of you is doing well and keeping busy with your endeavors. Meanwhile, I'm left with a surplus of free time and the question of how to make the most of it. What about you? Any plans for the immediate future?
Let's see. Still mulling it over. Yeah.
I hope you weren't thinking of asking me for advice. Though if you are open to suggestions, I might have one for you. You've fought bravely and selflessly, helping those in need and saving our star from unimaginable threats. For your deeds, you've been hailed as the champion of Eorzea and a host of other incredible things. But why not put those titles aside for a while? Acquit yourself as a simple adventurer again, and travel the world in search of wonder.
That's a great idea, but where to start?
Oh, with so many exciting places to choose from, it's hard to narrow it down. But I believe I have the perfect destination in mind. Thavnair. That's where you should go next.
Been there, though.
I doubt you were able to squeeze in a proper tour of Radzat the last time you were there. What with the burning skies and rampaging monsters and so forth. And I'm sure Vritra would be pleased to see you. Then there's the bounty itself. The Empire's presence in the region was always a deterrent to exploration. So if you've a mind to sail that sea, now's your chance. Just think of all the new experiences you could have.
Tell me, have you been to the ruins beneath the waters of the bounty? As the bearer of Azem's crystal, you may consider your duty to see at least that much.
Yeah, Emmett did kind of give us a shopping list of things to do.
Oh, I know that look. That's an adventurer ready to take on the world. In anticipation of an occasion like this, I was planning to gift you a new set of traveling clothes, but it's still a work in progress. Shouldn't take much longer now though, so sit tight and I'll have the last few bits sewn up before you can finish another cup of tea.
Make sure it has pockets. Yeah.
Stitch in here and trim in there. Knot the threads with love and care. Just a little more to go. I'm sure you're still brimming with excitement. I'm one with the needle. See how the fabric surrenders to my whims. Don't worry. I'll make sure the lining has plenty of pockets for all your little treasures. I swear adventurers are worse than children when it comes to hoarding every feather and leaf and animal hide they come across.
Yep, especially if you're into crafting.
Oh, we mustn't forget the waterproofing. Gods forbid you forget to disrobe before plunging into the sea, or a river, or a piping hot bath.
Oh?
And thus I am returned.
Alright, well, that was interesting.
Ah, you're awake. My apologies. I do get a little carried away with my sewing. You seem awfully cheerful. Pleasant dream? Or are you just looking forward to the next chapter of your grand saga? Either way, I promise to provide you with new apparel, and so I shall. If you'll accompany me to the Diamond Forge, we can put the finishing touches on your outfit. Shall we?
I think I may have forgot to mention that I am actually doing this, like, pretty much as soon as the servers came back up after the patch. So now these quests I am blind on. All right. Oh. Right, it's probably downstairs. And there's a pile of people, so that's a good indication. Observe as the artiste refines her piece into a masterpiece. Alright. And no napping this time. I only need a moment. You'll see. A little more room in the shoulders. Open the cuffs. A final adjustment to the hem. All done. Let's see how it looks on the mannequin. Oh, what do you think? Doesn't it just scream ready for a bold new adventure? Not bad. I'm so glad you approve. You've done yourself, Tataru. Thank you. Oh, stop. Don't make me blush. If you really want to thank me, though, all I ask is you wear this on your travels. Or at least anywhere lots of adventurers might gather. They look at you, a famous hero, and wonder, wherever did she purchase those stylish yet practical garments? And before you know it, hordes of new customers will be climbing over each other to place orders at Taru's boutique. Ah, so I'm a walking billboard then. I can hear it now, the merry clink clink of gill overflowing from my coffers. Sweet music to my ears. Alright, Wayfarer's tabard, fingerless gloves, boots. Okay, and other things. Burgeoning merchant, Empire's aside, you must be excited to start a fresh chapter of your life. New places to go, new people to meet. I often wonder how you remember all your experiences and exploits without taking at least a few notes. Oh, maybe you should start doing that. Just, you never know when some odd past detail might become relevant, or if one day you'll take a blow to the head and forget the better part of the past decade. Something to keep in mind, in any case. Alright. We now have the unending codex, which is, well, giving the game finally a codex. Alright. We can look up characters and everything else. Days. Yeah. Okay. Taru. Oh. As the former receptionist and sometimes intelligence gatherer of the Scions, allow me to you a word of advice. Do not expect juicy rumors to simply fall into your lap. Adventures rely on gossip, and the best places to pick up information are taverns and markets. At present, you only have a broad destination in mind. When you arrive in Thavnair, I suggest you explore your options at Merides Mayhain, the finest drinking establishment in Ras-Dal-Han. I'm familiar. Charm the employees, and they'll not only point you in the direction of the local telltellers, but also share with you the tricks for loosening their tongues. Now, I really must be getting back to running my boutique. Enjoy the journey, Ayame, and may fair fortune find you. Alright then. Oh, we've been given a new outfit. So maybe I should go set up a glamour plate for it. And I guess we'll head to Gridania to do that, because that's kind of in that direction. Alright, I guess I'll go set that up, and I'll be back in a minute. Alright, set up the glamour plate for it, and I think it works pretty well with my machinist. So I'll probably use that with machinist. Swap back to my, well, glamored in this gun, which was the relic. Yeah, it works. Alright, I guess we'll stick with this for a minute. So, we're off to Thavnair. I want to see something going on there. Alright. Malil. Welcome to Merides Mayhain. Or Mayhain? Mayhain? Oh, hello. I did not recognize you at first. Are you here alone? Let me find you a table. Ruins beneath the bounty? Maybe speaking of the sunken treasure vault, we have one regular, a historian in fact, who could tell you all about it. Ah, there he is. Professor Jalheen. I thought I saw him come in. Although a somewhat private sort, the professor is quick to befriend those who share his fondness for the Mayhain's unique beverages. Offer him any drink from our selection, and he should happily share everything he knows about the vault you seek, and a few other odd bits besides. Whatever you buy for him is on the house, by the way. If Merida found out I took coin from Thavnair's saviors, she would have me scrubbing pots for a week. Alright, how very generous. Nobody else wearing the outfit. Well, somebody else over there is wearing the outfit. There you go. Alright. Yes. Long event cannot be skipped. Yeah, alright. Fine. I have no intention of skipping it. And what may I do for you, my Eorzean friend? Oh, just a friendly chat. How about a drink? Oh, I certainly wouldn't say no to a drink freely offered. Here you are. One of Meride's finest. Enjoy. Meride's? Ah, lovely. Bottoms up. Shalheen empties the cup in a single pull. That was very kind of you, miss, but I know when I'm being softened up. What is it you want from me? Oh, chasing down that old tale, are you? It does seem to appeal to the adventurous at heart. Now, where to begin? Might I assume you've heard of Alzadal? He was Khan of the Ari tribe, which sailed to Thavnir from the mainland, and a key figure in the history of Razdat-Han. His decision to aid the Argosodra is what ultimately won them the war against the Gajasura, thus allowing our predecessors to lay the foundation for this thriving city-state. The truly fascinating stories, however, concern his grandson, Azdal III, who was known for his deeds as satrap in Razdat-Han's earlier days. Some attest that this man traveled to another world entirely and returned with glittering riches. Others that he brokered an alliance with a certain worm of the first brood. Then there is a tale of the sunken vault, the one you seem most curious about. According to this legend, Alzadal III claimed a small island somewhere in the middle of the bounty. There he built a structure reaching clear to the bottom of the sea, a deep and secret storehouse, and locked all his worldly wealth within. In the centuries since, whenever a natural disaster or a hardship befell Razdat-Han, folk would remember that tale of hidden treasure. Hardy souls would set out to claim their fortune, but precious few ever made it home. Would you like to hear more? Apologies, I have a slight tickle. Oh, my cup appears to be empty. Another round for the professor, sure. Taking advantage. I see we've reached an understanding. You're a sharp one, adventurer. Another for the professor. Oh, today was a splendid day to visit the man. Rounded that one down in one. Yep. Eorzea. Ah, yes. Those who did return from seeking the treasure vault flatly refused to speak of what they saw. Did this discourage others? Nay, quite the opposite. Such accounts only served to feed the legend, and the golden lore grew stronger than ever before. That reminds me of something Azama was saying. Azama is a fellow connoisseur of spirituous potables. Yes, he is. Anyway, he was saying that one of his acquaintances went after the treasure himself. Hasn't been seen since he set sail, I hear, but he did have a... I can't say no more. Just to be a generous sort, what kind of man would I be to encourage what is clearly a foolhardy quest? My words sent you to your death. I could never live with myself. I'm no stranger to peril. I mean, we went all the way to the far edges of the universe. I think I can handle a treasure hunt. Is that so? Perhaps it's your turn to tell a tale then. What manner of dangers have you faced? Well, the very edge of existence. From anyone else, I struggle to believe it, but I recognize you now. You're the hero of the final days. A drink. I need another drink to settle my nerves. Melil. More the same, if you please. As you wish, but this one is on your coin, Professor. Jalheen drains yet another cup dry. Dude. You're gonna pass out. Anyway, being who you are, I suppose you hadn't heard to share a little more. This friend of Azama's, he was desperate to buy a treasure map. One which showed the way to the entrance of the vault. Seems he could only get it from some merchant. What's his name? I forget. Let's drink a toast to you, my new best friend. Malil, more drinks. Probably needs a water break. He's probably so sloshed he wouldn't even be able to tell the difference. Your drink, sir. Ah, marvelous. I am parched. Then gulps down the cup of water. Oh, that was water. Did you tell her to bring me water? So that's probably for the best. Very kind of you, really. My head will certainly thank you in the morning. Yep, need to stay hydrated. I seem to have overindulged. I am put in mind of the words of Master Dalzan. Beware of how much of the drink you swallow, lest it swallow you. Forgive me. I will subject you to no more of those unseemly antics. If you want to speak to Azama, well, as I said, we share a taste for the Mayhane's fine spirits. He probably came in as we were talking. I wish you fortune in finding your fortune. You appear to have learned all that Jalheen has to share regarding the undersea vault. Alright then. Looking for this other guy. I'm guessing he's probably over by the giant pile of people. Yep, there we are. Yes, I'm Azama, and who might you be? All true, I'm afraid. My friend took a ship out in search of Ozdal's legacy, and I've been watching for his sails ever since. I tried to dissuade him, of course, but he refused to listen. All I could talk about was finding that vault. And that look in his eyes, I knew it wasn't common gold or jewels he lusted after. He was hunting Alzadal III's otherworldly hoard, and his ambition would not be denied. I see it in you too, that appetite for the mysterious and the unknown. But I'll not attempt to turn you from your path. I know too well the futility of that endeavor. So I'll tell you what my friend told me, how he convinced a merchant in the bazaar to give him the rough location of the vault's entrance. It seems this merchant, one Zashal, I believe, is selling a map which shows the exact route, but my friend's purse was too light for its exorbitant price. With what meager wealth he had, he instead paid to learn that there are ruins on a small island somewhere in the Bounty, and within those ruins hides the path of the vault deep below. If you really intend on seeking Ozadal's treasure, I suggest you put your affairs in order. I wish things were different, but I do not believe my friend is ever coming home. Suppose the Estinian's kicking around out here, isn't he?
Please, Ashal, please! You must let me have that treasure map!
What's all this about?
My mother and father were slaughtered by monsters. My baby sister, still too young to fend for herself. Can you spare us no kindness? So, you hope to find your fortune? And what? You expect me to surrender my wares for pity's sake? What have you to offer in payment? As I thought. Come back when you've more than rags to your name. This is no mere treasure map. It is a guide to the vaults of Eorzea III, one of the great satraps of Radzat Han, and a direct descendant of Alzadal Khan.
A map to Alzadal's legacy?
So he says. A fake, I'd wager.
This is no fake. The parchment is marked with an arcane glyph of passage. You may find the ruins hidden in the bounty, but you won't be setting foot inside without this in your possession. A priceless artifact it is, discovered amongst the rubble in the aftermath of the final days, and lovingly restored by yours truly. This map is the key to fabulous riches, and I'll be the king of fools to simply give it away. Be glad I am no such king, boy. Your scrawny-eyed had never returned with that treasure alive. Oh, cruel fate! Why must you tempt me with wealth I am powerless to claim? How I shall envy the one who purchases that precious map! Whatever they pay will be but pittance against the golden hoard they stand to uncover.
This smells like a scam. Ah, I was just mentioning him. Oh no.
What of you, sir? Fighting man of your stature would surely relish the challenge of recovering Alzadal's lost fortune.
A fortune, you say?
If I had but the strength to seize that treasure, my starving sister would never want for food.
I'll take it. Will this cover the price?
Well. Still throwing money around, I see.
Well met, my friend. Someone is dressed for adventure. But why Favner of all places? Knowing you, I suspect there's more to your plans than sightseeing and shopping. Ruins beneath the bounty. Curious. And here I've acquired a map to just such a site.
With that sale, I do believe I've earned the rest of the day off. Thank you for your patronage, sir, but if you'll excuse me.
You needn't mind us.
And now I've fleeced one of the heroes of the final days. Pray the sisters were looking elsewhere.
This map may or may not be genuine. Either way, we'll need a ship to find out for sure.
You seem to be eager to be underway. Thought you were here on business with Vitra.
Lest you misunderstand, I seek the treasure not for myself. If such a fortune truly exists, then it could help ease the struggles of those who lost their loved ones in the final days. I hope to do for Thavnir what you and Alphino did for the Alamegans when you recovered the Mad King's trove.
Makes sense.
Come now. You know Alphino needs little encouragement when it comes to recounting the tales of your shared exploits. Speaking of precocious lads, that boy in the bazaar was clearly an accomplice of the merchant.
At least you picked up on that one.
Suppose his role was to draw the attention of the crowd and add weight to the merchant's bold claims. Transparent act for the most part. It was not all mummery. The need to provide for his sister rang true enough. Thus, if some portion of the profits end up in that waif's pockets, then I will consider it money well spent, whether the map leads us to the vault or not. You are coming along, yes?
Got nothing else to do. Naturally.
I thought as much. Now, let's see about securing a vessel.
Alright. Stinian? You recall I spoke of visiting Thavnir at Reacher's request, yes. Well, he finally invited me to a feast and made his proposal once I was too full of Hannish delights to refuse. He wishes me to train the Radiant Host in lance work. That is a tale for another time. What we need now is a merchant or trawler with a ship fit for the open seas. Mattia is a fisherman by trade, yes? We should head to Akyali and see if he can help us. Sounds like a plan. Alright, so Estinian's been hired on as a instructor. That works. Alright, here's Mattia. My friends, what brings you to our humble village? So you need a seaworthy vessel to seek these ruins? Considering it was your deeds which allowed us to return to fishing, I should think everyone will be glad for a chance to repay the favor. Wait here, and I will have a boat stocked and ready for you in no time at all. Have you noticed our little shadow? He's been following us since we left the city. We see you there, boy. Show yourself. Ah, it is you. You know how far out of our way we walked so that you'd not cross paths with some wild beast? I'm sorry, sir, but aren't you the heroes who saved Thapnir? You are. I know you are. I've gone and cheated you. I work with the Shal, you see, the map merchant. It's my job to play the pleading orphan and convince the crowd his wares are worth the price he asks. I'm ashamed of what I've done, and I beg for your forgiveness. If not for you, my sister and I would never have, well, we'd be... enough. I knew your game, and I paid the price willingly. A fortunate purchase, as it turns out, for my friend here was seeking those very ruins. You are kind to overlook the wrong I have done you, but there is more you need to know. Alright. The map you bought is very real, as is the island it shows. I overheard the Shah selling the information to another customer. He told that man where he needed to search, about the ruins, about the vault, about everything. Then the man sailed out to find his fortune, never to return. You cannot go alone to that place. You should have more friends with you, maybe even a whole army. I do not doubt the ruins hold danger, but I assure you, between the two of us, there is little we cannot overcome. Please, I cannot bear the thought of... Now you've gone and made him cry. We can invite our comrades. That we could, and assuming we do find this treasure hoard, it may prove wise to have more hands along for the carrying. Any ideas on whom to approach? The signs have scattered far and wide since our last gathering. I guess I picked who's going to show up for the trusts, because I'm figuring this is going to be a dungeon. Let's see. Thancred and Eorzea, they were in what? Charlene, right? Alphino and Alise are in Garlemald. Grahatia and Kryl are in Charlene, and Yustola is kicking around in Dravania. Graha and Kryl? We could commission them. That's kind of their thing, isn't it? Aye, Kryl may have her hands full rebuilding the students, but if you reach out to Graha, he would surely leap at the invitation. Will that set your mind at ease? Yes, that man is as strong as you. Is he, though? Strong, I mean. Yep. What's your name, boy? Mirad, sir? Well, Mirad. Your life is yours to live as you will, but I suggest you find a more honest trade if you truly wish to keep your sister safe. I'm not proud of what I do, but what choice do I have? We need to eat, and everyone's too busy rebuilding their own lives to bother with two grubby orphans. Wait, boy. I didn't take this roundabout road just to see you end up in some creature's belly. Let me walk you back to the city gates. Thank you, sir. Call me Estinian. See, hold on. You have anything to say? Estinian is, I think he's not as gruff as he makes out to be. He's not. He's a big teddy bear. Alright. I shall leave you to recruit Graha. He'll appreciate the invitation that much more, I'm sure. As I recall, he was based at the Annex. Someone there ought to be able to point you in the right direction. Let's be off too. Murad, do me a favor and don't stray from the path. Yeah. And also, Estinian, you can't say no. Alright, off to the Baldessian Annex then. Now, also, something that's interesting is this idea that this guy traveled to another world. That That did not go unnoticed. Alright. Oh, Jika Sun Jika. Oh, look who it is. Welcome back, Hayame. What might the students do for you? Graha, yes, he's in the main hall with Mr. Skrile. They've been holed up there for days. By all means, go and give them an excuse to take a break.
Ah, Ojika, my good man. Would you be so kind as to...
Hello there.
Oh, isn't this a pleasant surprise?
I wish you had sent word ahead. I thought I was having visions for a moment there.
Alright. How is the restoration of the students coming along?
Slow and steady. Raha and I have been compiling old records of the students' activities. We were able to locate several accounts in the archives of Numenon, but the bulk of our documents was lost along with the Isle of Val.
But what brings you to the Annex, my friend? Surely you haven't come all this way just to watch us shuffle dusty papers around?
Looking for some old ruins.
The treasure vault of Alzadal III.
And you're looking for companions to join you on this expedition. I would dearly love to accompany you, of course, but I'm afraid I'm committed to another task. On the subject of which, I had hoped to ask for your assistance.
He's trying to
Then
contain
again,
himself.
It's not so urgent that it can't wait until you've returned. You should go, Raha. I'll stay here and mind the shop, as it were.
Are you sure? I'd hate to leave you short-handed.
I'm sure. Just try to be back before too many moons have passed.
Well, I guess we're off on another adventure already. Have you asked anyone else to come along?
Not yet.
Then might I suggest we invite your Stola?
And actually, she might be interested in this as well.
Ever since the Scions disbanded, she's spent most of her time cloistered within the Great Gooble Library, hoping to piece together a method to traverse the rift. It would seem, however, that whatever wisdom she sought there was not to be found. She arrived in Charlian the other day. We spoke briefly before she began her search of Numenon. Considering what you've told us of Alzadal's extraordinary feats, I do believe your Stola would be more than interested to hear what you have to say.
Indeed. I was just thinking that.
Splendid! Then let us head to the archives at once.
Wait, before you go. I have another potential member to volunteer, if you've room to spare. Eorzea. He sent the students a request for materials, you see. Treatises on the architecture of treasure vaults and the like.
Oh, really?
From what I can gather, the Loperites wish to build their own vault for the people of Atheris to explore, and are looking for inspiration to help make it a memorable experience. So, why not take Eorzea with you? Let him study Alzadal's legacy firsthand.
None can deny the benefit of seeing something with your own eyes. If our expedition leader has no objections, I say we extend Eorzea an invitation once we've spoken with your Stola.
Sounds good.
Safe travels, you two. But don't forget, I'd still like your help with that other matter I mentioned.
Absolutely.
Right. Then it's off to the library.
All right, off to Numenon. Here's it as we get later into the day. More and more people are showing up. All right, Graha. She wasn't hard to find, at least. There she is, sprawled on the floor with a pile of books.
I've never known your Stola to doze off in the middle of research before.
We'll just let her rest for a minute and then wake up.
Close my eyes for one moment. Ow! Ugh. How long have you two been here?
Long enough. We didn't want to wake you.
Nor did I want to fall asleep. I must have been studying for 2-3 days straight before exhaustion finally claimed me. As you know, I've been researching ways to travel from the source to one of its reflections. Well, looking for hints at least. I don't expect to find a simple set of instructions tucked away in some dark corner of the library. So I've been skimming through the stacks, hoping to uncover even a partial mention of any similar feats in the past. A means to travel between worlds exists, and you can be sure I will find a way to employ it. So I promised Runar, but 'twould seem I've set myself a nigh impossible task.
You needn't be so hard on yourself. The leap I made with the Crystal Tower was not achieved in an afternoon. It was the culmination of a collective effort spanning generations.
Oh, you think me discouraged? I assure you, 'tis quite the opposite. A daunting challenge and the time to sink my teeth into it. I feel like a fresh-faced student again.
A scholar in her element.
Indeed. Was there something else you wish to ask of me?
We have a little project we're working on.
Alzadal is no minor figure in Harnish history, and much is known about his family. But this is the first I've heard of a descendant surviving a trip to another world. If those tales are true, then he may have left behind some clue as to how it was accomplished. An invitation to delve into one of the world's lingering mysteries. As if I could refuse. And whence do we embark upon this expedition?
Achiali, by ship. But before that, we thought to extend an invitation to Eorzea as well. He was in Thalmazane, last we heard.
Then by all means, let us recruit him, and be on our way.
Alright, well, she's on board. Poor Mammoth. We've got a pile to clean up. Alright. Thalmazane. Alright, but I think this is probably where we're going to end this episode. We'll pick up Eorzea and probably be on our way at that point. Next episode. So for now, hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next time.